after doing 5 each side of that, going in. So today I'm playing around with a double landmine. So usually with just one landmine you're forced to do things unilaterally or just one hand at a time and switch in between. But doing two landmines now has two handles, which opens up some possibilities. So for the first one, I'm gonna do 10 alternating presses. Focusing on full range of motion. And then after hitting 10, going into some deadlifts. Going for 10 of that and 10 of the presses. That's going to be the first superset. Gonna go for about 5 sets of that. So if anyone who's been watching my training, they probably know that I like operating in supersets or circuits. And so for the next circuit of the double landmine attachment, so I've seen this move where people do like deadlifts with like a kettlebell on one shoulder and just deadlift one side. I'm going to try and bring that into a landmine setup, and what I came up with is this. So having one landmine in shoulder press position, but you won't be pressing, and then the other one ready to deadlift. And I'm staying on my toes the whole way through. Going for 5 each side. After doing 5 each side of that, going into some one arm alternating rows. So grabbing both landmines and then rowing them one at a time. Unlike regular landmine rows, you're able to evenly distribute the load between both the sides without having to resort to one arm rows, I guess. But yeah, a double landmine attachment isn't available in every gym. So for the next set of exercises. I'm doing so. I'm gonna get both landmines into shoulder press position and keep my toes or my heels off the floor, and I'm just on my toes and I'm leaning against the landmines and doing a squat. But then as I come up, I'm gonna press with one hand. Come back down, press with the other. Going for 5 each side. And after doing 5 each side of that, keeping both landmines together, and I'm going to do alternating lunges for 5 each side. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing next. So for the next superset, doing staggered landmine thrusters. So I'm gonna get into a stagger squat position with my toes on the floor and my heels elevated, and I'm gonna squat but with one side but press with both, so it looks like this. Going for 4 each side. All right, so after the staggered landmine thrusters, going into alternate behind the back rows. So this is usually done with a barbell or with dumbbells to hit the traps and the rear delts, but now I'm doing with the landmine, and it brings it back at an angle because of how the resistance on a landmine works, and I almost feel it give a better contraction in the rear delts and traps as I do it than the regular version of this. Going for 10 each side of that. But yeah, that's the next superset. So for the next superset, so I want to do single, double, singles for staggered deadlifts. Look something like this. I need to step a little further ahead. Alright, this should be good. doing it this way gets the front leg acclimated to all sorts of angles. So, be it on one side, be it on both sides, or be it on just one either side, your leg adapts to being able to bend down and pick something up. Um, Also, the landmine, kind of the angle at which it comes up, mimics that of something like a wheelbarrow or something. So, I don't know, if you want to get strong at moving a wheelbarrow, I suspect this is a good exercise for that. After doing about 5 each side of that, I think it was 5, could have been more. I'm counting one, I guess, single double as a rep. Then going into some alternate archer push-ups. Going for 5 each side of that. Here's another angle of the archer push-ups. So I'm staying low, like I were in a push-up position, and I'm gonna stay here the whole time and just move one arm out and come back in, other arm out, come back in. Feel a really good stretch in the chest. Mimics chest flies really good. Alright, so for the final superset of today's workout, I'm going lighter on the landmines, but I'm going to try and crank out as many reps as possible of an exercise that looks like this. So it is an alternate press, but you are kind of doing it in more flow. So you're not waiting till one arm comes down all the way to press the other one, but instead just kind of flowing between the two. Looks like this. I'm trying to be explosive with my presses. I'm trying to feel a jerk when I do it. And after hitting failure on that, going into some rear delt flies on the double landmine setup. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's workout before I hit the sauna. And yeah, I'm gonna do some kettlebell and mobility stuff in the sauna, probably. But yeah, that's it for the workout. I might